Hi, I'm Supertai and this is the new movie trivia. Today is about the movie Top Gun, which was made in 1986. The movie tells the story about American fighter pilots in the late 80s, still during the Cold War. The film was shot from June to October 1985 in sunny California and also in the northeastern Illinois. Top Gun had its world premiere in May 1986 in New York. Top Gun, a school for the best fighter pilots, does exist in America. However, it is a not very catchy name, the SFTI program. The full name is the United States Naval Air Forces Tactical Instruction Program. In this program, selected pilots are taught advanced tactics and techniques for controlling fighter aircraft. The program began in the late 1960s. You might think that the role of Maverick was written specifically for Tom Cruise, but that's not the case. Even before him, names like Nicolas Cage, Tom Hanks, Michael J. Fox, Sean Penn, John Cusack, Matthew Broderick, and Patrick Swayze turned down the role of the dashing fighter pilot. John Travolta would have taken the role, but his manager wanted too much money. As you can see, there were many who turned down the lead role, but little known is that the main negative character Ice, played by Val Kilmer, originally didn't even want to hear about the film. However, he had signed a contract with Paramount Studios and so he had no choice. Moreover, Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise didn't like each other and argued constantly during the filming. That may be why Kilmer's annoyance in the film was far from reality. Anyway, the film starring Tom Cruise became a success in every way. Not only did it make the main character one of the best actors, but it increased the US Air Force pilot recruitment by 500%. The producers were also happy. The film may have cost $15 million, including $1 million for Tom Cruise, but that didn't bother them. After all, Top Gun was the highest grossing film of the 1986, earning the filmmakers $360 million. The paradox is that even though the film has been a worldwide success, the Top Gun management doesn't like it very much. This animosity has gone so far that pilots are not allowed to say anything from the film while flying or risk being fined. The director of the film was Tony Scott, but what's interesting is how the studio chose him. The producers liked his vampire movie called The Hunger. Scott made that in 1983, but they also chose him because of the Saab commercial, which featured a fighter jet. Director Scott was fired several times during the making of the film, but he finished the film. He had to deal with a lot of problems. For example, while filming aboard an aircraft carrier, he wanted to have the fighter jets landing with the sun in the background, when suddenly the ship changed course. The US Navy informed him that it would cost $25,000 to change to the original course. Director immediately handed the ship's captain a check and filming could continue. Overall, the filmmakers did a good job. While there are plenty of anti-aircraft missiles fired throughout the film, the US Navy only set aside 2 shots for the filmmakers' use. The rest were created by the filmmakers using miniatures. The result was so realistic, however, that the Navy decided to launch an investigation. The truth is that the filmmakers had to cooperate a lot with the army, because without its help, many of the shots could not have been made. The script was therefore approved by the US Army. The Pentagon simply wanted nothing to appear in the film that it shouldn't, and at the same time wanted the film to be a good advertisement for the US Army. There is also another interesting fact about the Army. The instructor character, played by Kelly McGillis, was inspired by instructor Christine Fox, who actually worked for the Air Force, and the filmmakers didn't meet her until they were already preparing for filming. The funny thing is that the instructor had a great career in the military, rising to the position of Deputy Secretary of Defense, the highest position ever held by a woman in the US military. It's also funny that the character of the female instructor wasn't really considered in the original working version of the script. In fact, Kelly McGillis wouldn't have played a fitness trainer. By the way, actress Kelly McGillis got the role apparently only because director Scott liked the fact that she showed her breasts in the 1985 film Witness. The filmmakers had a little problem with Kelly McGillis, the film's Charlie. Tom Cruise is not a giant and his movie partner was a bit taller. If they were in a scene together, the director always had to build Cruise up on something to make him a little taller. That's why you never see their full characters together in the film. Also, the next scene was actually different than what the audience saw. In one of the most famous, Maverick gives the middle finger to a MiG pilot. In reality, it wasn't Tom Cruise sitting in the F-14, but Scott Altman, the future NASA astronaut who would pilot the shuttle into space 12 years later. To make all the fights believable, the filmmakers put each of the actors in a fighter jet. It's not surprising to say they all vomited on the flight, with one exception. Only Anthony Edwards, who played Goose, kept the contents of his stomach inside. Unlike the others, Tom Cruise only had a problem on his first flight, and he made it through the next two in the F-14. If you are wondering what planes appeared in the film, they were the A-4 Skyhawk and the F-14 Tomcat. The enemy aircraft were single-seat F-5 that were supposed to be non-existent MiG-28. The Pentagon kept them with black paint and used them to simulate enemy aircraft. And if you liked Maverick's fashion style, you should definitely know that he had an Orfina Porsche design chronograph watch and Ray-Ban 3025 large aviator sunglasses in the movie. Both can be purchased today, but while the sunglasses still won't be a problem, costing around $130, the watch is much more expensive. The price tag is several $1,000s. And if you liked Maverick's bike, it was Kawasaki GP-Z 900. Even this beauty can still be bought with a little luck and an internet search. Tom Cruise enjoyed the fast motorbikes while filming, but also flying fighter jets. So much so that he actually learned to fly them, and after a while he got a real pilot's license. And if you'd like to take a tour of the film's Top Gun locations, you shouldn't miss the piano and jukebox scene, which was filmed at the Kansas City Barbecue restaurant in San Diego. To this day they still have a number of memorabilia directly from the film, such as a Maverick's helmet and the famous jukebox. And that's all, the Top Gun trivia is over. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button or hit the subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to write in the comments what trivia you found interesting and what film you'd like to see next time. I also want to remind you that you can check out previous episodes at the end of the video or in the description. See you next time!